We're posting the full episode with no ads on transistor.fm, which that's what shows up on our website. And that's where we're tracking when people are listening. And they can submit that for training because we can see they've actually listened. Then there's the one that goes on Apple Podcasts. And that is a shortened version. It's a 30-second ad of me saying, hey, thanks for checking out our podcast. This is what it's for. This is here's who it's for, etc. And then there's like the first 5 minutes of the episode. And I tell them, we're going to give you a sample so you can see this is for you. If it's for you, then I'll tell you how to get on board at the end. And then at the end, I have probably a 35 or 45-second recording of me walking them through. Here's what you use it for. Here's who it's for. Here's how you can get this episode. And then we have a promo code. And so they get a 10% discount by going through there, which then tells us, oh, that's where they found it. So the promo code is CL10. It's for Cesar Lopez, is the guy that manages this whole thing for us. So it's that way we can tell. It's a Cesar lead. It's a Cesar sale because they signed up directly through there. So if we had left the price at $20, for example, and I give them a 25% discount, okay, now we're almost giving the thing away for free again. So that's one of the reasons I raised the price. So we can do things like give people discounts and then use discount code to track where. So operationally, you can see, oh, that's where they're coming from. They're finding us on there. They're listening to the sample and going, you know what, I'll give it a try. And then I can see how they came in. So it's a little bit more work because it's 2 separate episodes. We have a whole process that actually, today's Wednesday, so it starts today. Every episode comes out on Friday. So I start the process of I write the text, and then we have somebody does the graphic, and we have somebody who Cesar takes the shortens the episode down to 5 minutes, and then Jeff puts it on the Apple Podcast feed, and then Charlie, a different person, puts it on our website on the transistor.fm. So there's a whole process there, but that's the ability to be able to put it in 2 different places and use it as a marketing tool. Because if you go into Apple Podcasts and type government contracting, we'll still come up and you'll get a sample and you'll be able to say, okay, this is a podcast I might be willing to try. There's plenty of free ones that you can also use too, but you can try ours out. And if you like it, then you move over to the paid version. It's a little bit more work to do it this way, but then again, we have control of the revenue piece of it.
Got a couple questions. Would you ever limit how many episodes somebody could listen to or watch on your website with the paid version at $49 so they're more likely to stay and keep paying longer? Like, for example, you get 10 episodes, up to 10 episodes a month. We publish 4.333, but you can listen to 10 a month. Does that sound like something you would do or no?
I hadn't thought of it at this point because we're not churning. I mean, we're 6%. 6% is not a whole lot of people leaving, so it's not a problem yet. I like the fact that they can go back and listen to the one on Colors of Money, episode 9, that was, that's like 11 years old. I love the fact that they'll go back to those and use them and then tell us, oh, by the way, this one needs to be updated. So I kind of like the fact they can listen to all 500. Plus, most people, 500 episodes is 250 hours. If they can grind through that in a whole month, God on you. Good luck.
Now, you mentioned earlier that when you were putting out this content in the beginning, you did it because you wanted to bring in clients. And you also mentioned that you didn't initially get a lot of clients because you gave them everything. They had all the actionable takeaways they needed. Now that they're paying $49 a month, some of them getting a discount. Now that they're paying $50 a month, how are you getting clients out of this? Because someone might say that, hey, when someone starts to pay, they start to add more credibility to what they're paying for than if they were getting it for free. So they're more likely to look up to you, etc. Which might mean, or I'm thinking it could mean, that you're getting more clients now. But I'm curious if that's true or how does that look for you?
Yeah. So we have 4 different client levels now. We have the podcasters, which are $50. We have what we call a professional client who gets access to our whole platform, including the podcast, and that's $200. And then we have a premium client, who gets access to all that. Plus, they get 2 hours of consulting a month that they either use or lose, but then they have more hours we bill them at the end of the month for. And then we have a partner client who's the top end. That's the one that they get all of this, right? So to answer your question, a lot of folks will start with that podcast level and then say, hey, I need you to help me with a proposal. I need you to provide this training. I need this podcast episode that you did on the color teams and government proposals. I need training on that. Then they move up to the other levels. That's the idea, is that the stickiness of it is that our overall retention rate's like 98%. They'll stay somewhere in that bucket. The one that churns the most, ironically, is the podcast level. All the rest of them don't churn hardly at all because they know they can always go down to the podcast level. Like we have clients that they'll use the premium, the one that has consulting in, and then they'll fix the problem they were dealing with, and then they'll move down to the podcast, and then they stay. And then they know that I'm happy with them moving back and forth because at the end of the day, I want to help them and I want to keep them as a client. And giving them those options works.